Contrary to what many people think, a story is not just something that happens. If that were true, we could all cancel the cable, lug our barca-loungers onto the front lawn, and be utterly entertained 24/7 just watching the world go by. It would be idyllic for about 10 minutes, then we'd be climbing the walls, if only there were walls on the front lawn. A story isn't simply something that happens to someone either. If it were, we'd be utterly enthralled reading a stranger's earnestly rendered, heartfelt journal chronicling every trip she took to the grocery store, ever. And we're not. A story isn't even something dramatic that happens to someone. Would you stay up all night reading about how bloodthirsty Gladiator A chased cutthroat Gladiator B around a dusty old arena for 200 pages? I'm thinking no. So what is a story? A story is how what happens affects someone who is trying to achieve what turns out to be a difficult goal, and how he or she changes as a result. Breaking it down in the soothingly familiar parlance of the writing world, this translates to: what happens is the plot. Someone is the protagonist. The goal is what's known as the story question, and how he or she changes is what the story itself is actually about. As counterintuitive as it may sound, a story is not about the plot or even what happens in it. Stories are about how we, rather than the world around us, change. They grab us only when they allow us to experience how it would feel to navigate the plot. Thus, story, as we'll learn throughout, is an internal journey, not an external one. All the elements of a story are anchored in this very simple premise, and they work in unison to create what appears to the reader as reality, only sharper, clearer, and far more entertaining, because stories do what our cognitive unconscious does: filter out everything that would distract us from the situation at hand. In fact, stories do it better because while in real life it's nearly impossible to filter out all the annoying little interruptions, like leaky faucets, dithering bosses, and cranky spouses, a story can tune them out entirely as it focuses in on the task at hand. What does your protagonist have to confront in order to solve the problem you've so cleverly set up for her?